Hello everyone, Hi Heen here. Dear friends, another year has passed. In 2023, we witnessed many notable astronomical events, such as the rare hybrid solar eclipse on April 20th, the penumbral lunar eclipse on May 5th, the annular solar meteor shower on October 15th, all made 2023 an impressive year for astronomy enthusiasts. Entering 2024, it promises to be a year with many notable astronomical phenomena like total solar eclipses, annular solar eclipses, penumbral lunar eclipses, and spectacular meteor showers. On the occasion of the new year, I wish you all a year full of health, happiness, and success. Now, without keeping you waiting any longer, let's explore together. The universe not only brings mysterious beauty but also many interesting astronomical phenomena. When observed from Earth, here are the notable astronomical phenomena that will appear in 2024. Kicking off the new year, the Quadrantids meteor shower will occur on January 3rd and 4th, 2024. This meteor shower is created by dust particles from the extinct asteroid named 2003 EH1. The Quadrantids meteor shower typically occurs annually from January 1st to 5. At its peak, we can observe up to 40 meteor streaks per hour. To observe the Quadrantids meteor shower, you should wake up after midnight on January 3rd and 4th, looking towards the constellation Boötes. You can fully admire the beautiful Quadrantids meteor shower. January 11th, 2024, is the new moon, when the moon is on the same side of Earth as the sun. At that time, from Earth, we will not see the moon in the night sky. The new moon phase in January occurs at 18:59 on January 11th, 2024, Hanoi time. On January 12th, 2024, Mercury is at its greatest western elongation. At that time, it has its maximum elongation to the west, 23.5 degrees from the sun. This is the best time to observe Mercury, as it will be at its highest point above the morning horizon. On January 26, 2024, the full moon event occurs. The full moon phase happens at 0:55. January full moon is often called the wolf moon, ice moon, or February. On February 10, 2024, the new moon appears. It occurs at 6 o'clock Hanoi time. This is when the moon is between Earth and the sun. The moon will not be visible in the night sky. By February 24, 2024, it is the full moon day. The peak of the full moon occurs at 17:32 Hanoi time. The February full moon is often called the snow moon or hunger moon. And this is also the last astronomical event of February 2024. March. On March 10, 2024, the new moon appears. The peak occurs at 16:02 on the same day, Hanoi time. March 20th, 2024, is the spring equinox. This is when sunlight shines perpendicular to Earth's spring equinox in the northern hemisphere and the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere. The event occurs at 10:01 on the same day. By March 24th, 2024, Mercury will be at its greatest eastern elongation. At that time, the planet has its maximum elongation of 18.7 degrees to the east from the sun. You will observe Mercury at its highest point in the west when the sun sets. You will spot Mercury. March 25th, 2024, is the full moon day. The peak occurs at 14:02 on the same day, Hanoi time. The March full moon is often called the worm moon, crow moon, crust moon, sap moon, or Lenten moon. On March 25, 2024, a penumbral lunar eclipse occurs. This is when the moon passes through Earth's penumbral shadow, darkens slightly and not completely. Unfortunately, during the March penumbral lunar eclipse, In Vietnam, we cannot observe it because it peaks at 1412 on the same day. It is only visible across North, Central, and South America. April 9, 2024, is the new moon day. The phase occurs at 1:22 on the same day, Hanoi time. This is when the night sky is completely unaffected by moonlight, making it ideal for observing faint objects in the night sky. Total solar eclipse on April 9, 2024. Coinciding with the new moon is also when the total solar eclipse occurs. This is the path of the total solar eclipse on April 9, 2024. The peak time occurs at 1:18 on the same day, meaning, at that time in Vietnam, it is nighttime. So unfortunately, we must announce that during the April 2024 total solar eclipse in Vietnam, the path of the total solar eclipse will begin in the Pacific Ocean, passing through Mexico, the eastern United States. If you want to witness the total solar eclipse of 2024, prepare to visit these locations for observation. Those who cannot observe directly can tune into the TOT2V channel to watch the live broadcast of the total solar eclipse phenomenon. On April 22 and 23, 2024, the Lyrids meteor shower. This meteor shower is created from the dust of comet C. 1861 G1. At its peak, you can see about 20 meteor streaks per hour. However, the April Lyrids meteor shower occurs close to the full moon, so moonlight will dim the meteor streaks. You need to be very patient to observe meteors. On April 24, 2024, the full moon will appear. The peak time is 6:50 a.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. The April full moon is often called the pink moon, fish moon, or sprouting grass moon. May 6 and 7, 2024, are the peak times for the Eta Aquariids meteor shower. This meteor shower is created from the dust of Halley's Comet. At its peak, you can see up to 60 meteor streaks per hour. To observe the meteor shower, look towards the constellation Aquarius, with the best time being after midnight. On May 9, 2024, Mercury is at its greatest western elongation, an ideal time for observation. It will be highest above the eastern horizon in the morning. On May 23, 2024, full moon. The peak occurs at 8:55 p.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. The May full moon is often called the flower moon, corn planting moon, or milk moon. On June 6, 2024, new moon appears. The phase occurs at 7:39 p.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. June 21, 2024, is the summer solstice, when the Earth's north pole is tilted most towards the sun. The peak occurs at 3:46 a.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. This is the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. On June 22, 2024, is the full moon. The peak occurs at 8:09 a.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. The June full moon is also called the strawberry moon, pink moon, or honey moon. July. On July 6, 2024, new moon. The peak occurs at 5:59 a.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. On July 21, 2024, full moon. The peak occurs at 5:18 p.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. The July full moon is often called the buck moon, thunder moon, or hay moon. On July 28 and 29, 2024, peak of the Delta Aquariids meteor shower. This meteor shower is created by two comets, Marsden and Cracked. At its peak, you can see 20 meteor streaks per hour. To observe meteors, look towards the constellation Aquarius after midnight. However, this is the time of the half moon, so moonlight also significantly affects meteor observation. August. On August 4, 2024, is new moon. The peak occurs at 6:15 p.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. On August 12 and 13, 2024, peak of the Perseids meteor shower. This meteor shower is created from the dust of comet Swift-Tuttle. At its peak, 60 meteor streaks per hour may observe meteors. You can look towards the constellation Perseus after midnight. On August 20, 2024, is the full moon. The full moon peak will appear at 1:27 a.m. on the same day, Hanoi time. The August full moon is also known as the sturgeon moon, blue moon, or grain moon. September 3, 2024 is the new moon day. This phase occurs at 8:57 on the same day, Hanoi time. On September 8, 2024, Saturn is at opposition. At this time, Saturn will be at its closest position and its surface will be fully illuminated by the sun. This is the ideal time to observe Saturn in the night sky. On September 18, 2024, a supermoon appears. This is when the moon is full and the moon is at its closest position to Earth. However, the peak occurs at 9:36 on the same day, Hanoi time. Therefore, in Vietnam, the peak of the supermoon cannot be observed. However, when observing the moon on that day, you will still see the moon appearing slightly larger than usual. On September 18, 2024, a partial lunar eclipse coinciding with the September supermoon, a partial lunar eclipse also appears. The peak occurs at 9:35 on the same day. Therefore, the September partial lunar eclipse also cannot be observed. This phenomenon appears in most of North, Central, and South America, as well as European and African countries. September 22, 2024 is the autumnal equinox day. This is when sunlight shines perpendicular to the Earth's equator. The autumnal equinox point occurs at 1939 on the same day, Hanoi time. This is the autumnal equinox in the northern hemisphere, and simultaneously the spring equinox in southern hemisphere countries. October 3, 2024 is the new moon day. The peak occurs at 1:51 on the same day, Hanoi time. On October 3, 2024, an annular solar eclipse occurs. This is when the moon is between the Earth and the Sun. However, because the moon is at its farthest point from Earth, it does not completely create a bright ring around it. The peak of the October annular solar eclipse occurs at 1:46 on the same day, Hanoi time. Meaning in Vietnam, we cannot observe the October annular solar eclipse. The eclipse starts from the Pacific Ocean off South America, moving through southern Chile and Argentina. A partial solar eclipse will be visible in most of southern South America. Unfortunately, both solar eclipses of the year cannot be observed in Vietnam. On October 17, 2024, a supermoon appears. This is when the moon is full and the moon is at its closest position to Earth. The peak occurs at 18:28 on the same day, Hanoi time. This is when the moon begins to rise in Vietnam. So the October supermoon creates the feeling of a larger moon. On October 21 and 22, 2024, the Orionid meteor shower peaks. This is a meteor shower created by dust from Halley's Comet. At peak, 20 meteor streaks per hour can be observed. To observe meteors, look towards the Orion constellation after midnight. November 11, 2024 is the new moon day. This phase occurs at 19:49 on the same day, Hanoi time. On November 4 and 5, 2024, the Taurid meteor shower. This is a meteor shower created by dust from asteroid 2004 TG10. At peak, 10 meteor streaks per hour can be seen. To watch meteors, look towards the Taurus constellation after midnight on peak days. On November 17, 2024, a supermoon. This is when the moon is full and the moon is closest to Earth. The November supermoon peak occurs at 3:30 on the same day, Hanoi time, meaning after midnight. The November supermoon is also the last of the 3 supermoons in 2024. On November 17 and 18, 2024, the Leonids meteor shower. This is probably the most unique meteor shower of 2024, as it only appears once every 33 years. The most recent Leonids meteor shower appeared in 2001. It was created by dust from comet Tempel-Tuttle. To observe the meteor shower, look towards the Leo constellation after midnight. On peak days, about 15 meteor streaks will appear per hour. On December 1st, 2024, new moon, the phase occurs at 13:22 on the same day, Hanoi time. On December 7th, 2024, Jupiter is at opposition. This is when Jupiter is closest to Earth, so the planet will be brightest when observed in the night sky. If you are a Jupiter enthusiast, take binoculars or a telescope to observe Jupiter on December 7th, 2024. On December 13th and 14th, 2024, the Geminids meteor shower. This is the most beautiful meteor shower of the year. At its peak, 120 meteors. The Geminids meteor shower is created by debris from asteroid 3200 Phaethon. To observe the meteor shower, look towards the Gemini constellation after midnight. It's best to watch the meteor shower on December 15th, 2024, full moon. The peak will occur at 16:03 on the same day, Hanoi time. The December full moon is often called the cold moon, long night moon, or moon before Christmas. On December 21st, 2024, the winter solstice. This is when the south pole of the Earth is tilted most towards the sun. 16:17 on the same day, Hanoi time. It is the winter solstice for the northern hemisphere and summer solstice for countries in the. On December 21st and 22, 2024, the Ursids meteor shower. This is a minor meteor shower. It is created by dust from Comet Tuttle. At its peak, about 10 meteor streaks may appear per hour. To observe the meteor shower, look towards the Ursa Minor constellation after 2024, new moon. The new moon phase occurs at 5:28 on the same day, Hanoi time. And that is also the last notable astronomical event of 2024. To conveniently follow astronomical events, you should save this video or take notes of video and milestones. Once again, we wish you all a happy, prosperous, and successful new year. Goodbye and see you in the next videos. With best regards. Goodbye.